Okay, so here is the cosine law. We use the cosine law again in triangles that do not have a 90-degree angle, so no 90 degree. We only use our trig ratios for right angles, the sine, cos, and tan, but we use our sine law from the other day on a triangle with no 90, and we use our cosine law also for no 90 in a different situation. So we have two equations. They look very different than the sine law. So here's our cosine law for sides. We have a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2 times b times c times the cos of a. Okay, so all of those are being multiplied. Okay, then we have our other cosine law when we're looking for an angle, and it looks like this. It has cos A is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc. So those are our two laws that we use, or our two formulas for cosine law. Okay, so we're going to use the first one there for finding a side on the first triangle given. So we are asked to determine the length of side C and determine the angle in the second question. Okay, so if I want side C, then I'm going to write my formula with a c squared first. Then we have a squared plus b squared minus 2ab, slide that over, and cos of c. So a couple things here to notice. When I have c on the left here, I also have cos c on the right. And everything else here in the middle, we have a's and b's. So I'm going to show you how to plug everything in here, and then we're going to go and calculate. Okay, so let's take a look at our triangle. We have a side C at the top and angle, or sorry, side angle C at the top and side C at the bottom. This is really important that we put the right things in the right spots. Okay, we have angle B on the right, and I have side B over here on the left. I'm going to have angle A on the left here, and I have side A over here on the right. So it's important that the right numbers go into the right spots for this kind of a question. So we are looking for C, and I'm going to just start plugging in my numbers where they belong. So I'm putting 8 in for A, I'm putting 11 in for B, 2 times 8 times 11, and then just sliding over, I have an angle of 37, so I'm going to continue here multiplying cos 37 degrees. Okay, so from here we're going to just do some calculations. So we need to calculate a squared, or 8 squared, which is 64, plus 121, and then we're going to put in our calculator this number all together. Okay, start right here. So put in the cos of 37 first, get a value. Then I want you to multiply going forward. Multiply by 11, multiply by 8, and then multiply by the negative 2 in front. And then write down your answer here. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so what I get there is minus 140.56. So make sure that you multiply by this negative 2. That's really important fact there. Sometimes this number comes out to be a positive, sometimes it's a negative. It all depends on what the angle is at the back. Okay, so I start at the cos value, and then I multiply going forward, going towards the left. So I find cos of 37, multiply by 11, multiply by 8, multiply by negative 2, and write that number down here. So now we have three numbers that we're just adding or subtracting, putting together. Okay, and we get 44.4, and we might have a few more decimal places there depending on how many you carried on that last number. And then we want c, not c squared, so we're going to take the square root. So I have 6.67, and that is my answer for the length of side C. So that's our first one done. Let's take a look at the second one. This time we're looking for angle Z. So we're asked to find our angle Z in the corner here. So that means side Z is going to be the 9. We have angle X at the top, so side X is at the bottom. Angle Y is on the left, so side Y is on the right. So we are looking for angle Z, and I'm going to set up my equation with cos Z, just following the same format up top. I'm going to have x squared and y squared minus z squared all over 2xy. So take a notice here, similar to the last one in a way, that the angle at the front, the one that we're looking at here, is the same as the side at the back. So similar to our last equation, I was just saying that. If you see up here, the side at the front is the same as the side at the back, and then the other two sides are in the middle. So this one we have all three sides given to us this time. So we're going to just plug in our numbers that were given for each of these. So x is 8 squared, y is 6 squared, and then minus z, which is 9 squared, all over 2 times 8 times 6, and we have that. So cos z is equal to, go ahead and get a number on top and a number on the bottom. So square your 8, add that to the 6 squared, subtract 81 squared. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so I have 19 on top. I went 64 plus 36 minus 81, and then I have 96 on the bottom, 2 times 8 times 6. So if this value on top is bigger than the bottom, your answer's not going to work. You have a mistake somewhere, and that's probably because you put these guys in the wrong order. Okay, so make sure that you have these in the right order so that you have the smaller number on top. Otherwise, your calculator is going to say, no way, no thank you. So we need to find angle Z. So remember, when you divide 19 by 96, you're going to get a big long decimal. We don't want that for the angle. The angle is not going to be less than 1 degree. The angle is going to be much bigger than that. So we're going to go 19 divided by 96, and I get 0.197 and so on. But now we need to get that angle. So we're going second and cos, and I have an angle of 78.5, let's say 79 degrees. Okay, so that is my angle Z there. So that is cosine law. Nice and neat, pretty easy to work with. Looks a lot different. Those equations rather look a lot different than the sine law. You can't just change sine to cos and call it a sine law. It works out very different. But that is how it works. So the pages I've attached for practice have two triangles like this where you're finding a side and an angle, and then there's another page where you're solving, so you're finding everything that's missing. So just draw yourself a triangle, label the corners A, B, and C, or whatever the letters are, and just start plotting things on, and make sure if you're solving, you're finding everything that's missing. Okay, so like usual, if you have any questions, let me know. Message me anytime, and good luck. Take care. Have a good weekend.